My name's David Bergman. I'm an architect in New York and I teach sustainable design. Most of the candidates have addressed energy and global warming issues to some degree. However, many of you support ethanol, coal, and/or nuclear power as alternatives. Each of these sources, though, has serious questions, both economic and environmental. Ethanol takes more energy to produce than it creates, and the increased demand for corn has side effects. Clean coal is more theoretical than real, and the carbon sequestration necessary is also still theoretical. And nuclear energy is feasible only if the issues of accidents, terrorism, and radioactive waste are ignored. Given those concerns, why are these being emphasized so much more heavily over, say, energy efficiency, which is the cheapest source of energy, and more benign renewables like wind and solar? To many of us, the reasons appear to be political and corporate interests, appealing to corn-growing states and to oil and nuclear industry interests. So my question to each of you is, what are you proposing, and can you separate political interests from the greater good that a truly far-reaching and innovative environmental and climate policy demands?
Answer to your question is you can't separate the political interest, and what we ought to do is try to alert Americans to follow the money. The reason why you see all these subsidies going to these special areas is they have constituents in Washington. They have lobbyists in Washington that go ahead and try to get senators to vote on the ethanol deal. You'll see good senators, Harkin and others, these are good Democrats. Just follow the money and you'll see why it is the way it is. You want to solve that problem? You can't solve it with politics as usual. You just cannot. So if you think that when you look at the 25 million, 26 million that's raised in 3 months by the main tier candidates, you think that these people are going to be independent in making decisions as president, then you're dealing in wishful thinking. It won't happen. What we need to do is to empower the American people as lawmakers. The people can make these decisions because they're not corrupted by the financial process that exists in our political system. I have a plan to empower the people. It's called the National Initiative, which is a federal ballot initiative that when it's enacted into law, and the Congress will not enact it into law, it will be the American people who have to vote for it directly. And when it's enacted into law, Americans will be empowered to make laws in every government jurisdiction of the United States. And then you'll begin to see the real effects of NIMBY, not in my backyard. I don't know if you know what's going on with wind out by Nantucket Sound with what they call Cape Wind, where the wealthy people don't want to look at windmills. It's an interesting dynamic that's taking place. The answer is let the people decide on this and you'll clean up the environment and you'll have a purer form of government than you have right now.